eventually. And then the Nets ruined all that a couple days ago and said, well, we're going to go with what we've got. See you guys in 5 weeks. And so the Lakers, looks like they've dropped a little bit, and they did not move up after the Pat Bev trade. I don't know, Ding. Maybe up 2 notches.
Doesn't surprise me that nobody gets the mainstream, right? The mainstream doesn't get excited about a smaller move like this. Patrick Beverley is a big name with hardcore NBA people, but mainstream sports world, no. But you ask people that know, you go into that Golden State game, first game of the season, with Pat Bev there to defend Stephen Curry. Much different than not having a guy like that, right? And like I said, actually, Curry's one of the guys who has tremendous respect for Pat Bev. He appreciates all the work he's put in. They actually work out together. They get along.
All right, guys. Magic Johnson tweeting this out. I used to hate Patrick Beverley when he played against my Lakers. LOL. But now I love him because he's on our team and he's going to help my Lakers get to the playoffs. I think a lot of people feel that way.
That's prevailing sentiment.
Shared a similar sentiment. He took to Twitter with this. I've hated and despised Patrick Beverley for many years. I'm here now to announce to you that he is a beautiful man, a transcendent humanitarian, and a beam of cosmic light on the basketball.
Cosmic light, Geek?
Court. Here's a look at the defensive field goal percentages with the Lakers' new additions for their opponents. Lonnie Walker, 43.7, Pat Bev, 44.7, and Juan Toscana Anderson, 44.9. Last season, the Laker team, 47.1. So they added some defense.
That'll help.
Last season, Brez, Lakers lacked playing with an edge. Defensively, one of the worst teams in the league. Does Beverley's defensive intensity give the Lakers what they were missing? Does it change things for you? Could it change the narrative? Make them a better team?
Yeah, Vegas says no, but I say yes. My odds would go up a little bit for them being a better defensive team because you've got that good guy who will now antagonize the opponent. Every hockey team has one of these guys who'll go out and try to get the other team all angry and everything. Now the Lakers have one. Now they're still missing some rim protection. You got AD. Damian Jones showed a little bit in the last couple weeks of last season. But they're still missing first you got to get a full season or close to it out of AD. And maybe one more shot blocker down low before I start saying, okay, the Lakers are ready to again be a top 5 team defensively. Pat Bev, though, nice head of the snake. Good start today. I like this trade.
Dinger, when you look at the Lakers' depth now defensively, they look like they're hurting a little bit with wings, lack of wings. How do they address that here?
Well, like I said, I feel like the other shoe will drop. That the roster is not complete as to what it's going to look like. But when you add a guy who raises defensive intensity like Pat Bev, then you have to expect. Honestly, that's why I think it is a difference maker. The other guys will have to meet that level. Otherwise, they will be left behind. And if you have nobody on the team who plays that hard, then everybody can go half speed. And that's honestly, Geet, I felt like that's been the problem with the Lakers ever since they won the championship. Because they haven't played hard enough. They've expected things to just happen for them.
That's where his impact could.
Right, and they have veterans. You can make excuses, whatever you want to say, injuries, whatever. But you bring in a guy who prides himself on playing hard, and then the more athletic guys around him, the wings that have the ability to play better defense.
Where's the bell?
Uh-oh.
There it is. Real nice work right
it's
there.
It's in his contract. He gets it every time. He demands it. He deserves it.
No, I'm settled in. All right.
You getting ready for training camp?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
There's a trade.
There's a trade that we're going to get to. By the way, you know who else is on the show later? Ellie Clifton.
All right.
Ellie Clifton.
All right. It may have taken some resolution with KD and the Nets, but some moves may now indeed take place. We can proceed. Lakers and Jazz made a 3-player deal Wednesday night. Pat Bev, Patrick Beverley, coming back to L.A. The 2009 second-round pick by the Lakers is joining the backcourt as the Lakers send Talen Horton-Tucker and Stanley Johnson to Utah. Said, give me 2. Beverley averaged 9 points and 4.5 assists last season with the Timberwolves. The deal brings the 34-year-old Beverley to the Lakers. The 4.6 assists last season set a new career high, 34% Shooting from three was his worst since 2015. He's a career 38%er. THT is still just 21 years old. His 10 points per game is a career best, but his shooting numbers were down. Stanley Johnson did some nice things in 48 games with the Lakers, but was going to have a lot of competition for minutes this upcoming season. No surprise that Pat Bev liked the trade a lot more than the one earlier this summer that sent him from Minnesota to Utah for Rudy Gobert. He tweeted, "Woke up a Laker. It's on." He's not usually a man of few words, but that right there sums it up pretty nicely. Gentlemen, Pat Bev is a Laker. Your reaction to the trade, Brez?
I like it. I go back to this team last season. Rob Pelinka, very clear afterwards, this team was not tough enough, not enough defense. You address both those needs right now with one player. And there's definitely the other side of the coin, which we'll probably get to in a little bit here. But Pat Bev is a winner. He's played 10 years in the league. He's been in the playoffs 8 times. A lot of people in Minnesota gave him credit for being the driving force for turning around that culture over there. Did they party a little too hard after they won a play-in game? Yes, probably. But was it fun to watch? Absolutely. He can hit threes. I know he wasn't great last season, but he is a 38% career three-point shooter. And really tough defensively. Remember how he scared Lonzo Ball when Lonzo was a rookie? First NBA game ever. And Pat Beverly knocked him down at half court, got whistled for a foul, picked him clean, easy deuce at the other end as well. Lonzo Ball, 3 points in that first NBA game. I'm still scared of Patrick Beverly from that game.
I was going to say that many people around the NBA are scared. Many people around the NBA strongly dislike Patrick Beverly. I'm super excited to have him around as a Laker. I think it's going to be so much fun. Lakers fans should take it as a serious commitment by the organization that it is a win-now situation. This is completely a win-now move, and it's also a move to give your new head coach exactly what he is asking for, a defensive edge, an identity for this team. This is one of the very few players in the NBA you bring in and you change that attitude of your team. Your team's identity changes. He's not going to play 44 minutes a game, but he brings so much in the time that he's out there that he elevates your entire team's defense, and that will make the Lakers a better defensive team.
Yeah, as Brez mentioned, he's a winner, and we've seen that kind of sentiment even from former players. I mean, here's a guy that always stars in his role. He brings every team up a level because of the style that he plays. And we were having some fun on our podcast where, like, if you could look in the dictionary and see players you love to hate when they're not on your team, there's probably a picture of Pat Bev right there because you hate going against him. Is he a better fit with the roster than THT, you think, Brez?
Yeah, I think
better
so.
Fit with LeBron?
Yeah, let's not forget Kendrick Nunn coming off injury, did not play at all last season. I think he would take a lot of THT's minutes. Very similar players, very similar heights, similar, combo guard skills there. So I think already the Lakers are saying Kendrick Nunn's our guy over THT, just as far as playing time would have been. So now you have a guy, Patrick Beverly. I mean, I've been talking for a while. They need a backup point guard. This guy could even start. I mean, he's also insurance in case they make the big move and trade Russell Westbrook. You've got Pat Bev ready to go. I just like everything about his game. And yeah, you don't love him when he's on the Clippers and you're a Laker fan. And you go, what's up with this guy? But now Magic Johnson has reached out. James Worthy has reached out, all via social media. Hey, we love this guy now. Welcome to the team.
Listen, I know THT is only 21 years